Hey there. My name is Rick Heyer, and I founded the website and organization known as Woke Patriots. The reason that I'm putting this video out and I started this YouTube channel is for a couple of reasons. Number one, to introduce myself and introduce our organization. And the other reason is because there's some fake news out there, and I just want to square it away now and just get it out there and just tell everybody what the truth is. Um, so basically, like many of you, I am a victim that has been stuck at home and put out of work and not able to go out and make money to put food on the table and to do the things that I'm used to being able to do. You know, I do live in a small town outside of Houston, so we've been a little bit sheltered from the big hoopla going on in the big city and the mask orders and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we are still affected by it. In my particular business, which I'm not even going to talk about, most of our customers shut their doors, and therefore we service small businesses. And without anybody doing small business, we don't have any business. So found myself with a lot of time on my hands and some tech skills, and just started getting involved in groups. And I was amazed and shocked almost immediately at how many people I noticed that don't understand their constitutionally protected rights, people that don't understand what liberty is. And then I started to think about it, and I realized we've never had that challenge before. Not really. We knew that it was coming. We have been fighting liberal forces that tend to overreach a lot of times, and so I started to think, actually it's pretty understandable that these younger generations, maybe 30 and under, most of them, they don't understand. They just take it for granted. They've had it. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just saying that, we all take things for granted when they're always there. And our liberties and our freedoms, for the most part, have always been there. This virus, this pandemic, and I'm not calling it a hoax. I never called it a hoax. I've been quoted as calling it a hoax. I get attacked a lot, and people tell me that that I'm trying to kill Granny and all this kind of stuff, and that's not the truth. I understand the virus is real. We know somebody that had the virus, and she was very, very sick for a very long time. And we have other friends that they have lost loved ones. So I understand the virus is real. I mean, it's out there. And the argument seems to land with a pretty straight line going right through it. And basically people take one of two sides, and those sides are that you're either trying to kill Granny or you're trying to save everybody. But the question of liberty, the question of freedom, the question of the Constitution, that's always been kind of left out until I got in these groups, Open Texas, and just started speaking with like-minded people and helping to kind of get the word out. And I kept hearing the same thing over and over again, and people would say, we really need a different forum. We really need a different online venue, a different social media. What can we do? And I was just joining in the conversation and agreeing. I've put up a couple of videos that I researched. I knew to be valid information, and they were taken off of Facebook. And even in a private group that we were in, videos get taken down by their fact checkers, and some of them fake news. I get it, I really do. But some of them are real, and some of them are just op-eds and opinions, which we're allowed to put out our opinion, as long as we don't portray it as fact. But in any event, I really felt infringed upon as far as freedom of speech. But Facebook is its own entity, and I guess Facebook is going to Facebook, and that's fine with me. There was a sentiment for getting out some other platform, and I had a few people contact me and say, hey man, can't you do something like this? Can't you put out a platform, or do you have the ability to do that? And I never really thought about putting out a social media platform or what all was involved. I look like I look right now because I've been up for about 3 days. We did roll out our platform pretty early compared to what we wanted to, but our timeline was accelerated by all of the events around the Shelley Luther case. So we started building our platform and just kind of testing it out, chat features and online profiles, security, ways to integrate communications among users and things like that. We kind of got rolling, and we started discussing, there's a lot of people out there hurting. What can we do? I mean, how can we take this tool and spread it to the people, and how can we give back? How can we use this for the betterment? Everybody was calling for some type of platform, and it looked like we were going to be successful in doing that. And but people were getting hungry, people were getting desperate, and the end of April was coming around, and things were pretty bad. And we were probably maybe a third or halfway through our project of rolling out kind of a beta version of what is now fully rolled out. And we started. We had a couple of our guys looking at different people that we were gonna vet and try to help, maybe with a crowdfunding. And we came across Shelley in social media, in a group, in an Open Texas group, which we saw somebody that she seemed strong-minded. She seemed like she was set in her decision, and she was posting that she was going to open a couple of local radio stations and news stations around where her shop is. Reached out to her, and and she got some airtime, and that was great. And we started to think, she's really going to do this. She's really going to open, and she's going to be in a lurch, because I just didn't trust the powers that be, that ultimately they were going to fall on the side of right, which is that they would not be able to infringe on her rights, that if she stood up for herself, they would not be able to. And I knew that would probably be a battle. I knew that for someone to be desperate enough to open their shop and to threaten to open their shop against all odds, I knew that they probably had to be in a pretty desperate place, and I've been there before. So, we said, why don't we step up, start a fund. We need to do it right. We need to look at the terms of service. We need to find out what the legalities are, make sure that we're 100% in compliance, or else it'll get taken down. It's not going to work unless we're in compliance and we know what we're doing, and she deserved that because she was in compliance with her license, and she was in compliance with her business. And the only entity that we could find that was not in compliance was the government, city government, state government. And so we did that, and we took the right precautions. We started the fund the correct way, and she opened the next day. We reached out to her. This is before she was an activist. It was before I was an activist. It was before any of us were activists. And we said, hey, we see that you're going to be opening, and you seem pretty headstrong about it. And we've got this thing that this organization that we're doing, and we'd like to partner with you and handle raising some money for you to help out with the bills, help your people, whatever you want to use it for. We want to partner with you, and we're not asking for anything except that that you stick with it. If you're going to do it, go all the way. And she told us that she fully intended on going all the way, however far that would be. And so we started the fund. We had no idea that it was going to go where it went, or that she was going to go where she went, or that the case was going to go as far as it went. And so I just want to put some fake news on the shelf here permanently and say there's a lot of articles out there, Texas Monthly, the Daily Dot, some other internet sources that are maybe a little more left-leaning, that called this a PR stunt for her and the governor and Ted Cruz and other people, that that this was all a big PR stunt. It was all planned out, and that she started the fund before she opened, and so on and so forth. She did allow us to start the fund before she opened, but that was our idea, and we did it because we were trying to get in front of it and anticipate. Of course, it did blow up. It got huge, and eventually, after speaking with their team and our team together, we decided, we're going to stop at $500,000. We had a lot of kickback from potential donors that absolutely did not agree with our turning the fund off at $500,000. But we've put up with a lot. We had the 23rd congressional district against us. We had a lot of local politicians. We've gotten a lot of threats and hate mail, and once it really started getting big, we realized that we were up against the liberal machine, and reporters and misquotes and things like that have now come out in articles, labeling me and my team as something that we're not. We're not right-wing nut jobs. We're freedom fighters, I guess. I never thought I'd say that, but anyway, so I started feeling a lot of heat, and but Shelley kept going, and that really gave me inspiration to also keep going and to just fight the good fight. She had a lot of things going on her end that we have no control over, and so we just handled it from as much of a PR stance as I possibly could, and from the campaign aspect of it. So now all of a sudden, I'm labeled in the news and other places as a right-wing nut job and conspiracy theorist and whatever else. But, here's the thing. I believe in freedom. I believe in liberty. And I believe in that for all people. I live in America, and thankfully, we have a document called the Constitution, and that document protects those God-given rights against tyranny. A lot of people like to say foreign and domestic, and I'm going to tell you right now, the way that it was written to protect us from our own government. And everybody knows that, whether they want to bury their head in the sand or not. Our forefathers the framers of this system anticipated this very thing happening. And, they didn't know if it would happen in 50 years or if it would happen in 500, but they did know that it was going to happen. And guess what? It's happened. It could be a lot worse. And I feel that without a fight, it will be a lot worse. And that it will get a lot worse. And that there will be other hoaxes. And there will be other things that come out. And when I say hoaxes, what I mean is the virus a hoax? No, the virus is real. Is what they say about the virus a hoax? Absolutely it is. Are the numbers a hoax? The numbers are a hoax. Is there any reason for us to stay home? No. Is there any reason for us to close our businesses? No. Walmart, Target, Kroger, H-E-B, Home Depot, the virus doesn't spread there, I guess. But in small businesses, it's pretty rampant. Okay, I'm sorry to be a little sarcastic, but I don't buy it, and I'm not a party to being stepped on and infringed upon. I know my rights. I'm in Texas. I know what my Texas rights are, and I know what my constitutionally protected rights are as well. And people have not had to exercise their rights, not really, until now. We've always been told that we have rights, and there's nothing that bothers me more than when I hear people say my constitutional right, because it's not your constitutional right. It's your constitutionally protected right. The right comes from God, and the right already exists. And I feel like we have an obligation to educate everybody that we can reach. And whether that brings on hate, whether that brings on heat, no matter what it brings on, we have an obligation to educate people about their liberties and their freedoms and what it actually means and what we're actually able to do. No governor, no city councilman, no judge can tell you or me or anybody that we have to close our doors to our business unless we're out of compliance in some way or another. And we're not. And we don't have to. We can't be told that we can't travel somewhere, that we have to stay home. It's illegal. Is there a virus? Is it dangerous? Yes. Are there some people that want to mitigate the damage caused by the virus? Yes. Are there people out there that want to do good? Yes. But this situation was taken advantage of and hijacked by politics, by control mongers, and people who would want to usher in a world order or socialism or things that would get them more power and would lock in their power at the expense of people. Just people. I never thought that I would call myself an activist. I never thought I would call myself a freedom fighter. But they've put me in this position. They've made me do that because the people around me aren't, and they don't understand, and they feel like they have to do what they're told. I'm getting a little lengthy, so I'm going to talk a little bit about woke patriots. We did have to roll out early. We're still working out a couple of kinks and bugs, but we are wokepatriots.com. This is our YouTube channel. This is the very first video. I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Hopefully I look a little more rested in those. We have now picked up our second, what we're calling Patriot Cause. It's not quite what we planned on, but when we were interviewing people to sponsor that, people that we wanted to help, I was kind of focusing on small businesses, and we came across Elton Boyd, and we have a GoFundMe up for him now, and I will post a link to that in the description, and hopefully anybody who feels inclined can give to that cause as well. Elton, I'm doing this as an individual, kind of what I think we're calling it the Boyd Family Rescue Fund, because this is an accomplished aircraft mechanic and restoration specialist who at one point had a full life. He's raising 2 boys on his own without a mother. I'm not going to get into all of his personal business, but the family has endured a tremendous amount of tragedy, and they're still going through all types of tragedy that don't even have anything to do with being locked down and losing all of his money and losing his business. He's basically at the position right now where he's going to have to sell his tools that he uses in his trade just to survive. He's got a few days of money left, and he's just super great guy. Totally worthy cause. So we're putting a pause on the next small business Patriot cause, and we're putting our efforts into the Elton Boyd case. I really pray that everybody who sees this video will either share it or share the link or give in some way, even $1, doesn't matter. I mean, such a hard time to be giving anything really for any of us. Woke Patriots is a social media platform. I'm still working out the bugs. We're fully self-funded through donations from our members. We just kind of got that going live a day ago or so. And so this is something that, it's free to join. You get a profile. You can create a group in your own page. I don't want to say it's like Facebook or it's like Twitter or it's like Woke Patriots. It's its own entity. Like any platform that you go on, it might seem a little clumsy at first until you get used to it, but it has features. Look, this is coming out of a computer guy's garage, okay? So cut me a little bit of slack. So again, that's wokepatriots.com. Please join us. We're looking for like-minded individuals that can share their stories, that can help us with our causes, that want to get their message out without being censored, that can post a video or an article without it being censored, without it being fact-checked and taken down. And I don't know what all the ins and outs are, except that people in this country should be free to research information and find the truth themselves. If somebody posts a fake video on Facebook, I'm sorry, but so what? Okay? Obviously, we aren't stopping all of the fake news against us. Obviously, we can't stop the fake news against us and the lies against Woke Patriots and the lies against Shelley Luther and the lies against anybody else. We can't convince them that, of the truth, because they don't care about the truth. If somebody on the right, if a conservative posts a video that's not accurate or it's not real or it's fake news, so what? Everybody else is doing it too. And I'm not saying that I'm advocating that. What I'm saying is we're all free to choose. We're free to figure out the truth for ourselves. I could put a video out and say anything I wanted to, and you could go behind me and fact check it and find out that it's false, that I have told things that are patently not true, that I have, misinterpreted facts. And then you could come and you could say, hey, that's not right. Let's have a conversation. Or here's this rebuttal video or article. Or you could call me, an SOB in the comments of the thing. And that's already going on anyway. Uh, anyway, I don't want to censor anyone, and I don't think that anyone needs to be censored. We have the freedom of speech, guys, and we also have brains. We can figure out what is real and what isn't real. We're being treated like children, we're being treated like idiots, and we're being treated like criminals. I do feel that the truth reveals itself if you let it. That the truth will always prevail in every situation. I also feel that evil shoots itself in the foot. And I think we're seeing a lot of that right now with the, Bill Gates and the vaccine and, Russia collusion and so on and so forth. They tried so hard with Russia collusion that they ended up shooting themselves in the foot, and now they're the ones that are going to suffer for it. And that always seems to be the pattern. But to be on the right side of justice, to be on the right side of liberty, and to be on the right side of freedom, you have to believe in justice. You have to be free. You have to be just. And that's where God is. That's where God reveals himself, is in the truth. And the things that are in the light is going to be the side you want to be on. That's going to be the winning side. And I, of course, encourage that. But I'm not going to police you over it, okay? That's going to be the end of this first video. Please come and see us. wokepatriots.com. I'm pretty inundated right now. If you guys send me a message, please give me time to respond. I will do that. Please share the YouTube channel. We'll be putting on other videos. I'm not sure. They may not all be informational videos. They may be, I may post other stuff. I mean, I really don't know. I'm not a YouTuber, but I've been compelled by several different forces to give an explanation. And then when these articles came out from Texas Monthly and these other online sources that misrepresented us and who we are, I wanted to set the record straight and give you my rebuttal on that. So I'm just a regular guy. I'm not a Zuckerbot. And I want you to be a part of our organization. I want you to be a part of a movement that I certainly didn't start, but has been started. And I don't know that I'll ever go back to my life as I knew it, because I don't believe that we should ever become complacent again. We need to continue to fight for our liberty. We need to continue to fight for our freedom. We need to continue to educate those that don't understand what those things are. And that's going to be our mission. That's going to be our main mission anyway. Our secondary mission is we want to help people. We want to help people in need. I don't have the resources to really do that now. That's why I'm reaching out to crowdfunding sources and things like that. But we are wanting for that to be a main staple in our organization, that people get helped. God bless you, and God keep you.